Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 8th of May for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you the standout details to look out for that we can all collectively relate to, but please stay with me. I will then explore each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in much greater detail. Now this week sees Jupiter and Pluto continue their right angle. Pluto's about power and of course is now in retrograde. Jupiter is about expansion. So when we get them at right angles, there can be a tendency to try a little bit too hard, or we may encounter somebody who's trying to enforce their will on us. And at the heart of this week's events, of course, is the energy compacted into the sign of Taurus. This is where the Sun is, which is critical, the retreating, retrograding Mercury, but also the North Node. So our values, our everyday money, our self-worth, still very much in focus. But we now have Venus in the sign of Cancer along with Mars, and that's a water sign, and they're both interacting really positively with two influences in another water sign of Pisces, and that's in the guise of Saturn and Neptune. So what can we take from this? Well, I feel that this is a week where we need to be very tuned in to how things feel. So even if we're dealing with some practicalities, very Taurus-like energy, or money, or we're grappling with something that may not necessarily be that easy due to the Mercury retrograde, there could be some snags or snares or some rethinking going on. The best way to navigate all of this is to listen to our inner guide, so our sixth sense, because when we go against that, that's when things can get a little tricky. But we also have a quarter moon in the sign of Aquarius on Thursday, where Pluto is, and that is in a square with the Sun in Taurus. So I feel one of the things that can come into this week could be some challenges around our future planning or our connections to others, where our values or the financial elements of a situation don't quite stack up in the way that we hope, which is the 11th house energy of higher expectations. So we need to keep our feet very much on the ground with this earthy energy, but tune into how things feel. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining us. This is very much a community. I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And do share any thoughts you have. I try to interact with each one. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. And if you would like your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, then please see the link below where you can subscribe. I've been writing these for about 28 years, and I think that's unusual amongst the YouTube astrologers. So Sagittarius, your week commencing the 8th of May forecast, continues to see the fallout from last week's incredibly potent lunar eclipse, which for you occurred in a very psychological part of your situation. If you have been feeling quite emotional, it wouldn't be a surprise, but that cluster of energy in Taurus, the Sun, the retreating Mercury, the position of Uranus and the North Node are all asking you to grapple with practicalities. It's easier to focus on those everyday details if we're feeling at peace with ourselves. So if something is feeling very tender, it wouldn't be a complete surprise, but there is a lot of energy in the most emotional parts of the heavens. We've got two planets in Cancer, a water sign, and two in Pisces, another water sign too. So I feel the best way to negotiate this week is to see that there is quite a psychological dimension to all that's going on, but particularly how your life is structured. You know, what you do for your work, how organised you are, how you manage the small details. If you feel that your life is running like a well-oiled machine, I feel that it gives you the space to then give yourself the permission to tune into how you feel about different things. Some reflection may be very valuable. In a more practical way, the combination of Venus and Mars in house 8 could be very good for your finances. And it could be linked to a property matter because they're both collaborating well with Saturn, the planet of structure, but also with Neptune, the planet of dreams, but in your 4th house. So if you're wanting something to come about that's very important around your sense of security, as long as things are well ordered, you've got a chance of achieving your key aims. What about the quarter moon? Well, it's just saying to all of us really that we need to tune into the practicalities with all this emotion going on with the sun in the sign of Taurus, but the position of the moon is in the air sign of Aquarius, which is much more logical. I think there could be a tendency towards the end of this week to try to do a little bit too much, to pack too much in to the latter part of the week, almost try to be too virtuous. And that could put yourself under a little bit of extra pressure. So the key to deal with this particular quarter moon for you and your sign is to prioritise the things that are really important and just tick those off. Finally, if there is somebody hovering around your situation that you're very drawn to in a romantic context, or you have a long-term partner and you are close, having Venus and Mars in the 8th house does suggest that there could be a lot of passion that's going between you and them. So that's a lovely feature of this week too. If you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can produce for you your life roadmap report. This can help you to get a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your life so far, but also seize the opportunities much more firmly. Also, my special package of 30% off, you will get your 12-month personal forecast, totally unique to you, which can give you searing insights for the time and months to come. If you don't know your time of birth, I've a new product I've developed based very much on the sun. So if you enjoy watching your sun sign videos on YouTube, these will make a lot of sense. The same package, 30% off. Please see the link below. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do like, comment or subscribe.